The restaurant was alive with warmth and noise, a swirl of champagne flutes clinking, laughter spilling across the polished tables, and the faint scent of roasted garlic and fresh bread filling the air. I lingered at the threshold, takeout box in hand, and felt the familiar tightening in my chest that always came with family gatherings. My sister's words echoed again, almost like a stone dropped in a still pond. Seats are reserved for real family. I had expected exclusion. I had expected the smirks, the quiet assumption that I would quietly take my place in the hallway, isolated, ignored, or mildly pitied. I had eaten alone countless times, in more ways than one. But expectation did not dull the sting, it merely made the moment feel precise, surgical in its cruelty. The hallway was dimmer, quieter, a corridor outside the rhythm of the celebration. I opened the takeout box with deliberate slowness, the foil crinkling beneath my fingers. The food smelled ordinary, comforting in a banal way, but every bite carried weight, every chew a reminder that I was present but unacknowledged. From my vantage point, I could see the main room, my nephew glowing under the praise of everyone around him, glasses raised in ritualistic admiration. The contrast was sharp, a visual echo of the years of subtle dismissal I had endured. I ate slowly, savoring the flavors but also savoring the quiet. I did not envy them, I did not seethe. I simply observed. Memories flitted through me. Childhood birthdays where I was left out of games, family holidays where I received the smallest piece of attention, casual remarks that implied I was different or other. Those patterns repeated over years had taught me patience, taught me the value of control that came from restraint. They assumed I was powerless. They were wrong. The laughter and toasts reached a peak just as the waiter returned, walking directly toward me. At first, I thought it might be a mistake. But then I saw the subtle nod, the professional acknowledgement that the check was mine to handle. The bill, one of those numbers that makes the stomach tighten, 2,900, rested in his hands. The room was unaware, engrossed in celebration, certain I would quietly accept responsibility for what they assumed I had no claim to or no authority over. I set down my fork, wiped my hands, and smiled softly. No sarcasm, no exclamation, just a calm recognition of the moment's weight. "I don't pay for strangers," I said. The words landed in the room like a quiet avalanche. Conversations froze mid-sentence, champagne flutes suspended mid-air. My sister's mouth opened, closed, opened again. My nephew's cheeks flushed, confusion clouding the glow of his celebration. My parents, seated at the head of the table, exchanged glances, the realization slowly dawning that their assumptions had been entirely off base. The waiter's eyes held no judgment, only acknowledgement. The authority of the moment belonged to me. I had been underestimated, dismissed, considered peripheral, and now, with one sentence, the social equilibrium had shifted. Not through spectacle, not through anger, not through dramatic confrontation, but through the quiet assertion of boundaries and awareness of leverage. I finished my meal calmly, savoring the satisfaction that came from reclaiming dignity. No applause followed, no dramatic fallout. The family remained, caught between embarrassment and recalibration, unsure how to interact with the person they had always assumed would bend to their definitions of belonging. The power I had reclaimed was subtle, undeniable, and completely within my control. After a few more minutes, I stood, folded the takeout box neatly, and left it by the hostess station. The main room watched silently as I walked back into the hallway, past the now hushed chatter, past the unsteady smiles. Each step was deliberate, a physical manifestation of the psychological shift that had occurred. I would not participate on their terms, nor would I allow their assumptions to dictate my place. Outside, the cold winter air hit my face, crisp and honest. I drew a deep breath and let the quiet victory settle around me. I had not needed to raise my voice, to argue, to justify myself. I had simply acknowledged my boundaries and the truth of my own authority. The celebration behind me continued, but it was quieter now, tinged with a subtle tension that spoke of respect, wariness, and recalibration. I walked into the night with a soft smile, knowing that reclaiming dignity does not always require confrontation. and that refusing conditional belonging can be more powerful than any shout, any accusation, any demand for recognition. I had eaten alone, yes, but I had left full in every sense that truly mattered.